Hello everyone, the name is Lumberlair Jr. and I am here with little Miss Villa right here, or can I call you Eliza?
Elisa.
Elisa.
Yeah.
May I?
Oh yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure because
No, it's fine.
we have this whole stigma like, artists like they use their first name. It's like,
fine.
are we really like, friends or such? But I do see Villa as not just like a good friend, but an artist is on the rise, and I cannot be any more proud of her and the work that she's been doing ever since 2019 and where she is right now. Oh my God, like the progress you've been going on for a few years. I mean, from doing your little like songs and such to being a part of not only ISO's Night Realm tour, but also currently tonight gonna be a part of Lione's tour. Oh my gosh, that is absolutely incredible. In Mission Nightclub, I had to like pull you out and tell you this. Well, first of all, thank you. Thank you so much for all of your incredible work. We truly appreciate you. And secondly, I can barely wait to see you tear it up in NYC for the last time. Yes, I said the last time. Why, Cali? Can you please tell me why, Cali, you had to take this gem here in NYC away from us? I know Pauline here, Rossi, we love you too, but come on. She's amazing here, but hey, you have to keep on going and achieve your dream. All I have is just like, my love and respect to you. So let's just start off from the very beginning. So, you were born to this world as Eliza, as Eliza, with your mother and father. How did it feel to? I'm kidding. I'm not going that far. I'm not going to go that far to the birth. No. Let's start off with how you got into this electronic music. What made you want to be a female DJ?
Oh my God.
And also, if you want to speak a bit louder, you can. I mean, we know it's a bit busy here.
No,
but
it's okay. Oh my God, I'd always been doing music since I was a little kid. So I started in
at
violin.
the age of 6?
Literally, yes. When I was 6, I started playing violin, and then I kind of switched to viola, and I was classically trained in violin and viola and orchestra. I was in orchestra as a kid through, I don't know, all the way through high school. But I was kind of a late bloomer in EDM. I didn't really get into EDM until I was in college. So I did the whole college thing in the Midwest. I went to college, I got my degree and stuff, but it was kind of halfway through college that I started really getting into EDM. I got really into SoundCloud. This was kind of 2016. I really started getting into What's So Not was a huge influence on my music, and I love him. But I just kind of started discovering those artists halfway through my college career, and then it wasn't really until I was a senior in college where I was okay, I think I actually want to try doing this. But I was in I went to college in Indiana. I was in college in a really small town in Indiana, probably a couple hours outside of Chicago. But I was there is just no way that I can be a DJ in Indiana. So I had to figure out how I was gonna move and stuff. So I ended up moving to New York. But I moved here with very little DJ experience, and then I didn't know how to produce at all when I moved here. And I was working full time, corporate job. I worked at MTV when I first moved here, but it was really hard those first few years because I was juggling a corporate job, and I still work full time, but trying to learn to produce and stuff. So that was kind of how I got started. But I don't know what made me really want to get into it.
So it really wasn't. I thought it would be when you discovered What's So Not, I would think maybe that sparked the interest in you. Well, of course it did, but it didn't made you think, let me start producing, let me start making music.
It was a very long journey. I think I always knew I had to do it, but there was just a lot of things I kind of had to do to get myself in the right position. So then kind of once I started moving here, I started producing. But yeah, it was Alice in Wonderland, What's So Not, just really impacted by that melodic trap. And then I feel in 2019 I went to EDC and I saw Whipped Cream at she did a sunrise set at 4 in the morning at EDC Las Vegas in 2019. And I remember I was in the crowd and I cried 4 times because she's amazing. I don't know if you've ever seen her perform, but she's
I
like,
have only seen her play virtually, but I am definitely not a stranger to her work.
Yeah.
I mean, from her collaborations with like Reaper, like Should, and of course, like the episode that blew me away, her work in Birds of Prey with Harley Quinn, the song So Thick. I could not believe that they brought her someone like her into like a mainstream type movie, which is absolutely incredible. I actually love that about her. So yeah, I'm so happy that Alice in Wonderland and What's So Not and Whipped Cream like really like inspired you and like brought that type of joy to you through electronic dance music. I mean, let's say like, or any songs like from like them that like really impacted you. Like what's like your favorite song from like What's So Not?
Oh god, it was Gemini. I remember the first time I heard Gemini, I was actually like going through really bad depression, and I remember hearing that song and like that song got me through like a really hard time. Like I was really, really struggling. Probably the worst I've ever been with my mental health. But I remember hearing that song and I was like, this is like, there's something
healing
about it. It was. And I think that's what drew me to want to make like melodic trap and like wave music that's really like melodic, because I personally don't think I could ever make music that's not emotional, just because that was like, that type of trap was so meaningful to me, and like it helped me through some really hard times with my mental health, and that's kind of like what inspired me to want to make music that is really emotional and helps me with my mental health and like hopefully helps others. But yeah, so Gemini was kind of like the song that really pulled me out of a place and made me want to make the kind of music that I do. Also, What's So Not uses like a lot of harps, and yeah, if there's one artist I could ever collab with, it would definitely be him.
It would definitely be him, and I'm so happy that Gemini meant that much to you. But let me just like fix something at what you said. How you're saying you can't, there's no way you could possibly do the same thing and like have an impact on people out there. Believe me when I tell you this, some of the music you're making so far has been impacting me and those impacting so many other people. Believe me, you have just the same like skill set, the same power as him, and maybe it's even more refined, of course, maybe sure, but you have the potential, you have the talent to reach that level. And believe me, that collaboration with What's So Not, I know is going to come to fruition one way or another. With him, with Alice in Wonderland, I mean, I know you mentioned her as much, even with Cream. I'll make sure to tell Whipped Cream how much you mean to her as well as What's So Not and Alice in Wonderland. But I'm curious to know, when did you get like very serious about like, you know, making Viola a name in electronic dance music?
Yeah, I mean, I think I always knew that I wanted, like, as soon as I kind of, like I told you, I had a little bit of struggles about getting myself to a good place to actually like start the project. But then
so,
it was
when did you like start? Like when it was like after you like, so like when did you like begin?
So
like when you went to NYC?
Kind of like as soon as I got here was when I was like, okay, I'm finally in a place where I can do this. And like I always knew that I was gonna do it. Like it was one of those things, I always knew I was gonna do it. It wasn't a matter of like, oh, I kind of want to do this. I always knew I was going to do it. There were just things that I needed to like get myself to a city where I could pursue it and like teach myself production. But yeah, I think I really started taking it pretty seriously in like spring of 2019. So actually like that EDC that I saw Whipped Cream at, that was kind of like, yeah, I mean, she's just so amazing. But like that was kind of the festival where I was like, okay, now I'm really serious about this. But then it was kind of came at a weird time because I was, you know, starting to get more serious about production and like playing shows in New York and stuff around that time. But then COVID hit, which was kind of weird. But you know, obviously it was a really like tough thing for a lot of people, and I'm very grateful that I did not get sick or anyone I knew got sick. But it really gave me a lot of time to just focus on my production and like really get good at producing, and so that was kind of.
So while other artists were like taking a break from like their work and what they were doing, for you, this is like your moment in time to like really show people what you do, what you can create, what you got. So all those songs that we've seen, like, you know, from 2020 and so on, that was all like mostly created during the pandemic.
Yeah, so that my first few songs were like during the pandemic, but then it was kind of like, you know, production's hard because it's like you get to you improve and then you kind of plateau, and you improve and then you kind of plateau, and then it was like coming out of the pandemic last year, 2021 was actually really hard for me. I didn't really put out any music at all because I kind of was really having a hard time like figuring out kind of my sound, like my next step, what I really wanted it to be. And then this past summer is kind of when I started writing like 1010 and 1111 and really figuring out like what my sound is. I'm like, this is the sound I see myself, you know, carrying out for the remainder of my project. But it took me a long time to figure that out, and that was a very like, this time last year I was like really having a hard time. But you know, it's tough because you hear so many things, and like it's really hard to just pay attention to like the kind of music that you want to make and not get influenced by other people. But yeah, it was like 2019, and then the pandemic hit, and then things kind of kicked into gear for me like last summer. But you know,
I understand. I see. And I'm just very happy that you kept on like going, and you started like, no, even though you didn't make anything in 2021, at least you had the start. I mean, you had the song In My Head with Alexis, with like All Inside with Alexis Dawn, and In My Head, which is absolute. Both songs in that year was absolutely freaking incredible. But I'm happy to know that, you know, 1010 came out, 1111 came out, and then Lost, and then The Better Place Volume 1 Mix came out. I am happy that you like were still like, you know, grinding and trying your best to like find your sound. But now let's say like at this point, you don't have to really answer this question, but I'm curious to know, after going through that type of those like moments in your life, trying to like really work on the Viola project, do you have like, let's say like 3 words or 3 traits that you can use to like define your sound? If you had to like, you know, explain the music and feeling of Viola in 3 words, what would you say? How would you put it?
Oh my god. Emotional, dramatic, and like theatrical, I think.
So emotional, dramatic,
and theatrical. Yeah. I think I mentioned this, but I was in orchestra as a kid, and like I feel like a lot of I was so used to like sitting in a symphony where you have drums and like strings and horns and like just being in this huge space, and I think that really has influenced the type of music I make. I always feel like I'm kind of making like trap symphonies because I have like horns and drums, but like really pretty melodic things, and I'm very into the whole like theatrical, making my music really dramatic, because also my music is just a reflection of me. Like I always think my songs are just like what I would imagine my brain sounds like, and like I'm dramatic and, you know, can be a lot sometimes and emotional and like up and down, so that's kind of what I want my music to be too.
Understood. And were there any like well, you talk about like, you know, theatrical and also the orchestra, were there any time, of course you started like, you know, playing viola when you were 6, violin, viola, kind of the same thing.
Yeah,
I know
they are.
I'm gonna say technically it's really not, because they're in their different like, you know, levels. I mean, they're both string instruments, of course, but still. Were there any type of like, you know, like, are you still planning like, you know, trying to add more of that like, you know, orchestrated sound into more of your music, similar to like, I'll say for example, when you mentioned orchestra, when you mentioned theatrical, I immediately think of one artist. His name is Apache.
Oh really?
Who, never heard of him?
I've heard of him, but I've never really listened to his stuff. I'm sorry. I'll go home and listen
To anyone who like, you know, is inspired by orchestrated music and theatricalness, I would say make sure you listen to Apache. Why? Because he's able to, he had like a lot of certain songs where he will combine, like, we're talking like strings, we're talking tubas, we're talking cellos, we're talking like, and I feel like a perfect example I would lead you to, look up his I think his 30-minute set where he brought out a full-on orchestra. We're talking like full-on Metropolitan opera, full-on effect with a combination of electronic dance music and of course a bit of rap involved too. So he's combining 3 genres that you would think would be in their own specific place, but he puts it together. I feel like anyone who wants to like, you know, take some inspiration from him will be absolutely incredible. I keep on shouting him out because he's just that amazing, and I had the privilege to see him live and absolutely tear it up in NYC. He was absolutely freaking incredible. But that's just me adding a little bit of a plug there.
No,
but
I love that. That's awesome.
But back to you. Let me put the spotlight back on you.
That's fine.
I'm sorry about that.
No, I love that, because I also, like I said, I was really influenced by, oh wait, sorry, someone's calling me, just give me a second. Who is that? that's not important. But it was really influenced by Alice in Wonderland because I was talking about that EDC show I went to, and she played and she brought out her cello and she like plays her cello on stage. And I remember I was so just waterworks that whole festival, but I started crying at that too because that was to me like seeing her up there and knowing that she was like classically trained in orchestra and like was playing like her just playing her cello on stage with trap music. It was like really overwhelming because it was like kind of the first time where I could like see myself in that
in her shoes
space as well. Yeah, so like I've always thought about, you know, maybe eventually bringing my viola back or like something like that. It's always been like a thought. I've never really seriously like thought about it too much, but she's such an inspiration to me when she
I should have brought my notepad. I should have brought my notepad so I can literally write that down because I feel like that would be such a beautiful thing to see. And now we're talking about like you bringing something like that out on stage, combine that with your melodic trap and your music in that regard. I'm just about you, but I keep but all the stuff that you're talking about brings my mind. Well, sure. It brings my mind and brings my ideas to like these type of people.
Yeah.
I mentioned Apache.
Yeah.
Have you also heard about Lindsey Sterling?
I have not.
Who literally was able to combine dubstep with violin and hip hop and different types of genres with a violin to add that type of edge to it. I feel like, again, look at some of herself too, because she was one of the people who inspired me to love the violin, to love classical instruments, and to combine that with something as crazy as dubstep. I would say look up the song Crystallize, because it's absolutely one of her, like, it's one of her like shining songs out of her entire career, but it's one of those songs that introduced me to like what you could do with electronic dance music, and absolutely blew me away whenever I hear that song every single time. So again, another song for you to look up if you can, because believe me, I was gonna also ask later in the interview. I was gonna ask, what's next for Villa, and if that idea, that thought was bring your violin out on stage, I would love to freaking see that. I would die for that to say that. Don't think. Don't think, just do. I feel like for anything to do, I mean, you have the people there who are already doing this type of thing. So I would say for you, you have the inspirations. You have the people out there who's also doing the same stuff that you want to do. You can add your own little twist to it as well in your own Villa way. So I would say just go out there and do it. Don't think, just write, put in your mind, keep in your mind, and then bring it to fruition, because I feel like something that I feel like everyone would love to see, would love to hear. That's just, but again, that's just me. But again, that's just me. That's me advocating for that idea. I'm not in Villa's body. I'm not controlling her life. It's her life. It's her artistry. I'm just saying we would love to hear that. We would love to see
and like
that.
everything that Allison does with her like House of Wonderland, where she has like all women bands that play like violin and all that stuff. I really need to go to what is it, Temple of Wonderland. Wonderland. I really want to go see it because I think what she's doing with strings and like
and she brought a whole woman band.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Did you see oh my gosh, did you see the documentary Underplayed?
Underplayed. Here's the thing. I need to watch that. Because believe it or not, this is kind of the reason. This is one thing I was gonna bring up, because just like you and like so many other female artists I listen to, it's you guys out there who are literally paving the way of what you guys are made of, and I have nothing but respect for you, for Rez, for Toki Monster, for Alice in Wonderland, for Level Up, for all these people, Jeanie, and everyone who's been making their name known out there. It's been absolutely incredible to see I know people want to say this realm is kind of male dominated, but here's the thing: there's people like you out there being inspired by those women and making your own flavor, making your own sound out there. It's nothing short of inspiring, nothing short of incredible, and I have nothing but respect for you and every single person. And speaking of a woman band, let's talk about Jeanie and the Girl Gang. How did it feel to be brought into her family in the Girl Gang with, I remember hearing your song Need You in Wreck the Halls. How was that? what can you say about Jeanie as well, and,
Oh my
and her
God.
bringing you in?
Oh, she's awesome. I mean, she used to live in New York, and we
Used to live in New York?
Yeah, she used to live in New York. She lives in California now. Jeanie used to live in Brooklyn. But yeah, no.
Great! Jeanie was in
so
Brooklyn. I didn't even know about it. And now guess what? You're just gonna like move to California as well. They're all going away from me. Why is greatness running away from me? Just go on.
But yeah, no, I'm just like really grateful for the community that she's created with Girl Gang, because it really started off as like a Discord server, and then it just, the name, you know, she really like grew the name and has really been really passionate about like giving, you know, girls opportunities that they might not get. Like I've done a radio mix with them for their SoundCloud. I even played a show with them here. But I'm so grateful for Girl Gang and like everything that create like the community that like Jeannie's created, and because the girls in it too are just really passionate about it, and everyone really loves it, and it's just really nice that she created this kind of community where, you know, you can just have other like women to lean on, because I think that's really important, because there aren't, you know, there's growing amounts of women in this, but there's still not that many. But yeah, so I love Girl Gang. I love my Girl Gang family. Jeannie's awesome. I'm so grateful for what she's done and what she's like created. I think it's really amazing, and she's helped a lot of people and given opportunities to a lot of people that wouldn't normally have them. So I love Girl Gang. I can't say enough great things about it.
That is absolutely amazing to hear, and to hear how much like, you know, you thank them so highly because for bringing them in. I am so happy that they like know that you guys are together and you guys are like, you know, working on music and stuff together, like supporting one another and like supporting you guys in your journey, your career. It's nothing short of incredible. I always feel I'll be honest with you. I remember we asked this question to Cruella when they were in NYC as well, because it was Cruella that was my introduction to like, you know, female DJs. I mean, before their other member said goodbye in the song "Say Goodbye" in 2015, I believe. But it was them that like made me know that that it really inspired me to like, you know, look up more female DJs and like know who else like being part of the scene. And I remember we asked this question. I mean, I still feel kind of weird asking this, but it's very true, because I love you, and I love Jeanie and Mad Girl and everyone else part of the Girl Gang, Cruella, Rez, Tokimasa, and Kilimanzego. I think she's a she as well. Everyone I've been listening to has been absolutely freaking incredible, and I feel kind of out of place by saying how much I love you guys, how much I support you guys, because I'm a male. I mean, I can only imagine what it's like, you know, to have like your own squad, to have your own Girl Gang, to like create your own music, and then you have a guy like me come in, or any type of male come in and say, like, you know, you guys are amazing, without like having any kind of looks. So I asked you, is there any way, like, you know, someone like me or anyone else who's like maybe seeing or watching this, what can we do to like support you guys in our way, shape, or form? Because I know like one of the things that Cruella told me was I can keep on talking about it, talking to you guys, and spread the word about you guys, which I hope I'm doing properly. I hope I'm doing that, but I know I can do so much more, because more and more people out there who are females, who are really into electronic dance music, who wants to produce, who wants to create. We need them more. We need them out there and making music, and us spreading their love now more than ever. But like, what do you think we can do as a male ally? I'll say male ally. What can we do to like keep that train going? Because this is something that cannot be halted, cannot be stopped, cannot be ridiculed, and cannot be ignored. Your work and everyone else's work I mentioned needs to be cherished, needs to be heard, needs to be known throughout the scene. So what can we do to support that?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, because like even we're talking about you know, the documentary like Underplayed, and I even feel like so lucky.
First thing, okay, I know. Sorry for interrupting. I know one thing I can do. Watch the movie Underplayed from beginning to end. I need to watch it too, so I take accountability. But watch the movie Underplayed.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime, on YouTube. I bought it already. The first time I heard about it, I immediately bought it. I was like, shut up and take my money. I want to see this film. But continue on. What can we do?
Anything like, I mean, I remember when I was watching that, it was like, I even feel like there was kind of a wave before this like second wave of women that, you know, I feel like there was like Anna Luno and like Nervo and like Raz and Wonderland. And,
I forgot about Nervo. Revolution, come on.
But I feel like they were kind of this first wave, and I really feel like that documentary really shows like the kind of shit that they went through. So I feel lucky that those women kind of have like paved the way a little bit for this like second wave. But yeah, I mean, anything is just like keep streaming our music and like, you know, just if we're playing shows, go to it, because eventually like we're at such a point where these festival lineups are starting to put more women on, but it's just like simply not enough. But like if you keep streaming our music, keep buying tickets, at a certain point from like a business perspective, there's going to be a demand for us and the industry is going to have to follow. So it's just like, you know, stream our music and share and stuff. But it's really, you know, it's great that you want to like do stuff to support, because there is just like still not enough representation, and like we need more representation. And like getting back to me getting into DJs, I think it took me so long because I just didn't even really know. Like I didn't even really know that there was like a career for women. I mean, I kind of knew, but it just all comes down to like representation and just streaming numbers. I mean, that's eventually what it kind of comes down to. So yeah.
Understood. Just stream the music. If you see them on the lineup, buy the tickets, buy them out there, and to promoters and the people who are like sometimes invited to some of these shows, and you see these women on the playlist, on the lineup. The least you can do is like record them, spread the word, let them people know the work they're putting out, because what they're doing is absolutely freaking incredible. And and like Viola and Jeanie and Mad Girl, Cruella, Nervo, Toki Monster. Heck, I can't believe we didn't mention Pauline here and Rossi. Come on, and Hades. They're all freaking incredible people who are emerging, and they're absolutely tearing it up out there. I think even you have a few other like female DJs on the list too for Lione, right? It's you, Sensa, is it Tsunami too?
No, I
think Tsunami's a female as well. And speaking of Tsunami, the other artist as well, who's also named Tsunami, also doing some incredible work too. Yeah, there's two Tsunamis, but we need double Tsunami in the work, because her and the other Tsunami, who I've been known by saying Holo in the Bipper community with her EP, absolutely freaking incredible. I love them all so freaking much, and they're all absolutely just insane with the production and with their work. I had to make sure I shout every single one of them out, because that's how much I truly mean. That's how much I truly love them. How much I truly support them and what they do and what they're creating. So yes, we do need more representation. Like literally, I mean, I'll let you guys be in the front row. I don't want to be the guy. I want to be the male, like, you know, leading females. That I'll put myself out in the spotlight, because it's really about you. And I'm just happy to be on the sidelines and just say yes. Yes to this, yes to you, yes to Rez, yes to Nervo, yes to Tokimonsa, yes to Pauline Hare, yes to Rossi, yes to Jeanie, yes to Girl Gang, yes to Mad Girl, yes to Cruella. Everyone needs support. Everyone needs love as much as we possibly can, no matter what, because it's you guys we need more of you guys out there. I know I'm rambling on so much, but that's how much I truly mean to you and everybody else. And so I'll end this with this. I'll ask the question again. You already mentioned the whole Viola playing it live for everybody, but what else could be next for Villa? Will it be like a 12-12? I don't know.
No, I'm sitting on a lot. I do have a new song coming out next month, so there's I got the secret tea.
Yes.
I'm just more music, and hopefully, I'm definitely making some of the best music I've ever made. Just lots of new music on the way, lots of good stuff.
So, and also I'll ask this too, because I'm still kind of reeling over this, because, you know, this New York gem is going to be leaving us to go to California. I know you mentioned just like see Pauline Hare and Rossi. Yeah, I know there's a lot of like, you know, LA people out there who are also incredible too. Those two are no exception. But will there be any kind of like, you know, opportunities or like, you know, work you might do with them in LA? I mean, what's going to be in the future for Villa in LA?
God, I mean, nothing's set in stone yet. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to pack up all my clothes and get out there. But I mean, just, you know, just excited to be around more friends from music. I feel like so many of my friends from this are online, and I'm just excited to see people in person. And yeah, it'll just be a new adventure, so I'm really excited for it. But I am going to miss New York. I'm going to miss everyone here. I'm going to miss Flyer a lot. I'm really going to miss all my New York friends. So, yeah. It's very sad.
It is, but with the sadness, I still have a lot of hope for you and a lot of like success for you. Heck, even I mean, this kind of made me overkill, but I kind of helped in naming an avenue after you.
Oh, stop it!
I'm not kidding.
What? Where?
There's a literally. I'll make sure I show a picture of you. There is literally a section of my block that I kind of live around. And I named it Villa Avenue.
Oh my God! Wait, look, where?
Let me just try looking this up. I mean,
Oh my God.
there are always some places that are already like putting their places next to Villa Avenue, but I'll make sure I look it up for you.
Okay, I have to see this. This is amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
I asked. There is literally a Villa Avenue in NYC.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding. I didn't make it. I didn't make it, but I'll happily take some credit for it because I was thinking of like doing a post, take a picture of it, and I'll be like, everywhere I go, I'm reminded of her. Because that's how much you mean to me and how much the music means to me.
Thank you. I'm everywhere.
Yes.
I'm everywhere.
So yeah, again, that's just how much you mean to me, how much you'll mean to a whole lot of other people. I pray for the collaboration with What's So Not Now So Wonderland. I really hope they see the greatness in you and they bring you in to like make something together and all the work that you're going to be making in the future next month or Better Place Volume 2, I cannot freaking wait to see what's going to be next. So all I can say for you is just thank you so much. Thank you so much for this incredible work. And I hope we definitely tear it up with Sensa, with Tsunami, with Ghost Dragon, and with Lione. They're all going to be incredible. I'm so happy he brought you in to be on his team. I truly appreciate you. And I wish you the absolute best going to LA. I have nothing but love, nothing but respect, nothing but the best for you. And to everybody here, please make sure you stream Villa and all of her works. Like we said, keep on supporting the little guys out there. Keep on supporting the female people out there. We are mentioning their name over and over again. I'll repeat them again, but I know we're kind of over our limits. But again, thank you so much for watching. Please remember the name Villa. Remember the face Villa. Hopefully she'll be coming to places near you because she's just that incredible. We see more of them. Thanks so much, ISO and Lione and Brownies and Lemonade for shining the light on this person here. To Ariel NYC for managing her for a little bit. Thank you so much for all that you do. We truly appreciate you. Thanks so much for watching. This is Slim Jr. and Villa signing out. Peace.